Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Jude and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is your puppy's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we use here at school is a little tug and release on the slip collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using with Jude. You'll be introduced to that training equipment and taught how to use it properly during your follow-up training session on Monday. Now, Jude is sitting very nicely on Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. We have a little blanket out here for him so that he's not having to lay his bare belly on the cold ground. And the first exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is heeling. Heeling is nothing more than proper leash walking, but one of the biggest complaints that we hear from our owners, and the command is Jude heel. At this point, Jude has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with you when you're walking. He should not be dragging you down the street. He should be walking nicely next to your left leg, and when you stop your feet, he should sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. So this makes walking the dog a pleasure instead of a drag. And it also makes you more willing to take him out more and have fun with him because it's not pulling your arm out of the socket. Each time that you stop, whether it's to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor, he's sitting very nicely at your left and waiting for his next command. So don't allow him to be flailing around out on the end of that leash. Now, the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. You're going to practice lengthening this out from about 20 or 30 seconds all the way up to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to him, he walks all the way around him, and this is difficult for Jude because he does have that little bit of a nervous personality sometimes, but to allow a person to walk behind them is giving them a sense of confidence and a feeling of trust for you. Rich talks to him and encourages him during the command. We always want him to know that we appreciate him doing his work and that we're going to reward him with praise and good boy during the course of the training. Now he's anticipating the D-O-W-N, and you saw Rich just pull up a little bit on his leash and tell him no, stay. This time, instead of returning back to him, Rich is going to demonstrate the come on command. It's Jude, come, happy voice, you lighten your tone, and he learns to come and sit instead of come and jump. So do not praise him when he's jumping on you, nor should you allow your company, guests, grandchildren, anything to pet him when he's jumping. He has to sit before he gets praise, and Rich will leave him in another sit-stay, and he'll demonstrate that come-on command again for us. And you can see that Jude is very focused on Rich, that he's paying attention. And they go back to heel. Now the next exercises that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your down commands. The first one is a down from a heel position. So with the dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and then stay. Now your long down stay, especially at this time of year, is best practiced indoors and lengthen out his ability to have that self-control all the way up to 5 minutes. You can start out at a minute, work up to 5. When Rich returns back to him, again, he walks all the way around him. returning all the way back to heel position, and you can see the anticipation on Jude's face that he's ready to do whatever Rich asked him to do. And they take off heeling again, and Rich will demonstrate that that down from a heel position again, sorry. So always have him seated first. Take your left open palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down and stay. Now he got up, so you go back and repeat the command. He has to complete the exercise as it was taught. And this time, instead of returning back to him, Rich will call him. So you're mixing up the commands, so he has to be paying attention. We've been out here for a while. He's been working hard, so he's probably getting over it, and the fact that it's windy, which I think is making him a little nervous. Now, the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a distance. So with him seated, you leave him in a sit-stay, and you turn to face him. You're going to use your right hand to give the command and put him into a down from a distance. Now, you're going to also, with this command, lengthen out the distance that he will respond to you. He has done a terrific job. We have demonstrated for you all of his new formal obedience commands. He's beautifully crate trained now. He's just a real sweet, soft boy. We've enjoyed having him, and we want to thank you very much for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.